Hey guys, welcome back to the Amar Akbar Anthony Show, and I am back with my bros Langston and Sharon. Today's topic of discussion is Avengers Infinity War. Just before we start, I'm just gonna let you guys know that spoiler alert. And to be honest, like what the hell, dude? It's been like forever. Why haven't you seen the movie yet? It's kind of weird that you haven't. It is what it is. So these are the few things that we're gonna talk about. There's like very less that we don't like about the movie. It was a great movie.
It really
All in all,
was. It
all in
really
all, I
was.
really love the movie because they really delivered with this movie, and it wasn't just a hype movie or whatever that they hyped up for no reason. It they delivered, and I really can't wait for next year. Talk about, dude, Thor killed it in this movie, dude. Holy shit.
Fuck, man. Thor was lit, bro. Like, dude, I cannot even I think his character was really deep. Like there
Honestly,
was so much sentiment in his character in this movie,
yeah,
at least.
I agree. Cause like I honestly like Thor Ragnarok was kind of a letdown for me because I was really looking forward to it. And it was more of a comedy than anything, and I didn't like that. I don't know, it was just weird for me. But I really loved Thor in this movie. It was brilliant.
Yeah, it really was.
Growing up, I was a huge fan of the Hulk, and
Hmm.
and the Hulk was like, it's not, everybody's always like, okay, Bruce Banner and Hulk are the same person, but they're really not. They're actually like two different like people or like personalities in one body. So it's like when Bruce is Hulk, he doesn't want to turn back into Bruce because he thinks Bruce Banner's a weakling and he's just like a loser. But Bruce doesn't want to like turn into the Hulk because he kills a lot of people. Like there's a lot of casualties whenever he's in the picture or when he turns into Hulk. So like I really liked how they made it made that clear in the movie. How how like there's a part where Bruce Banner and where he couldn't turn it. I mean, everybody was pissed off that he didn't turn to the Hulk a lot in the movie as much as they showed in the trailer. But like I really liked how they really showed Bruce Banner sort of arguing with the Hulk, and he's like, "Come on, like I need you right now." And then, but like Hulk was just like not feeling it or whatever. So that was cool, and I really liked how well they did Thanos or Josh Brolin's Thanos, because like for it's very rare where we see a superhero movie and we're just like, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, it's very rare when you watch a superhero movie and you actually like pay attention to the villain, where like like in the Batman, Dark Knight, like freaking the Joker, everybody remembers him. Everybody's like, wow, what a great Joker.
Yeah.
Or like Killmonger in Black Panther, everybody's like, wow, he did such an amazing job. We wish he didn't died. He didn't die or whatever in the movie. But they really did that with Thanos or like George. I mean, Josh
George
Brolin.
Brolin. George W. Brolin.
No, Josh Brolin did such a great job, man. And like I really love how they gave him personality because like and his motive in the movie was so important to him because it wasn't just like like in Justice League the guy who was just like the CGI monster who was just like I don't even remember what the hell his name was.
Steppenwolf.
Yeah, Steppenwolf or whatever. Yeah, I thought it
He was
was.
just like
He,
he was just
I
like, "Mummy, oh mummy, oh take me to dark side, mummy." And
kept talking to his mom. It was, and like he kept like getting sucked into the air or like sky or whatever. And it was like, what is going on, dude? And then like, I didn't get his motive. Maybe comic book like fans who like have been reading whatever about Steppenwolf.
no, that was
No,
stupid.
okay, I
It was
guess not.
nothing.
But like,
Steppenwolf is like he's supposed to be Darkseid's dad, and like no, he's like a C grade like villain in the like I've seen one episode where he's in Justice League the cartoon for like 2 minutes and that's it. Like I don't know why they wouldn't just put Darkseid, but anyway, continue.
But yeah, he did. Yeah, I don't know why I got carried away. 'Cause that's how much I hated Justice League. I got carried away to talk shit about that movie. But whatever. Yeah, they did a great job with Thanos because
Better.
he actually sacrificed his like stepdaughter, who he really loved, for what he thought was the right thing to do. He really
Mm.
believed in his motive, or like he really believed in, like this is what's gonna save like the world. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to
The
do it.
universe.
the
Yeah,
universe.
universe. I'm
Yeah,
gonna I'm gonna step on my like my like loved ones to like save the universe. And I thought that was
mm.
great. I thought that was brilliant.
That definitely was. I never knew that Thanos would actually have that. Like, I
Yeah,
never knew
yeah.
he had that aspect. Like, I
They
mean, I've not
really
watched the cartoons a lot. Like, oh, I mean, the animated shows and whatnot. But like that kind of like even I felt that was amazing the way they did it.
Okay, that's great. Anyways, so Langston, what did you like about the movie?
Yo, so I personally like Spider-Man because when I like I mean just how Hulk was for Seth, I grew up watching Spider-Man movies and whatnot, and I still also watch some of the animated shows. So um, I was definitely really sad that they never brought him into the previous movies, and like I was just thinking that that's never gonna happen and everything. But then
sorry.
it finally did, and I was like really I was really looking forward to this movie, and not just this movie, the previous movie as well, Avengers. What's the one? The Civil War. Yeah,
Captain
yeah,
Yeah,
America
Captain
nope.
America
Civil War.
Civil War.
Run.
Oh wait, no wait, was it Civil War where he
No,
was
Civil War was Captain America.
Avengers
yeah,
Civil War, Age
Age
of
of
No, Age
Ultron.
Ultron.
of Ultron was Avengers too. Yeah. Sorry.
That's not where Spider-Man was.
Yeah, yeah.
Spider-Man was in the movie after
Oh,
that.
I'll I'll clear up the confusion for you, Langston. It was Avengers Civil War, Captain America, Age of
Yeah.
Ultron, Part 2 of 3.
So
That's the
yeah,
name of
that
the
one.
movie.
But wow, what a freaking complicated name. Anyways, the point is, like, I mean, I was really looking forward to that movie when they actually showed when I actually like as I was reading the news and they were like, okay, Tom Holland's gonna play Spider-Man, and I was like, wow, what the fuck, that's awesome, and stuff like that. So I
honestly,
was definitely looking forward to it. I was disappointed at the suit in the beginning, but then when I
mhm,
actually saw the movie and I saw what they actually did with the suit, I definitely thought it was brilliant. But
yeah,
you cannot really compare to what I mean, like the one which we saw in 2003, like the first Spider-Man. I
yeah.
think that was a bit more real, I would say, like where Spider-Man's actually a
What
friendly.
the hell are you
Honestly,
talking
yeah.
about?
I don't
Freaking
know how that was.
the Iron Spider suit was
It
so
was no, it
good.
was good. I'm
What are you
not saying it's
talking about?
bad. I'm just saying the original Spider-Man is obviously like it's a classic. You're comparing a classic to the
I agree.
today's day and age. This is much more of like
Yeah,
Iron Man made the suit for him, and like he did not do anything by himself. Like if he had to make that suit by himself as Spider-Man or as Peter Parker, he doesn't have the brains, or I mean, to do it. Like he wouldn't have that genius thing what Tony Stark has. You know what I
and
mean?
I like that about Spider-Man one, that like that he made his own clothes or whatever. But like I don't know, that was quite. I mean, we're talking about superhero movies here, but like it was quite unrealistic. Did you see how well like he like sewed his Superman like his like
That
Spider-Man
is
clothes?
true. That is true though.
Do you think he was a tailor? Do you think he was like some like costume designer? Like no,
No,
like,
not really.
and it looked amazing. And like,
Dude,
and
you know when I was a kid, I was always looking for. I went to like every shop just searching for the same exact
Okay,
costume.
great. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. This is not nostalgia trip down memory
I will
lane,
give you a.
and especially you in a Spider-Man
Dude,
suit.
I really
Nobody
was.
wants to picture that in
I
their
really
head.
wanted a Spider-Man suit when I was a kid. I actually got one, but it was not the same one. I actually did get one, but it was really bad and it was
Probably
horrible.
too small.
No, it actually I actually got like I got an XL version of
It's
that, so
large.
it was pretty dope.
oh, that's funny, dude.
Fuck you, Sharon.
Thanks, and I
Oh
know, man, we've
shit!
all been on that page. I feel you. That's fucking funny.
Okay. So what I liked was the end death scene. I think that was really, really well
Yeah.
done. Like in all these Marvel movies, you expect in like the last 2/3 of the movie, like, okay, now the villain's gonna lose at some point, and the movie's gonna end with the hero winning. There hasn't been a point in these Marvel movies where the villain has won technically. Um, so it's really towards the end you're trying to think to yourself like, okay, how is the plot going to resolve itself, how is the villain going to lose at the end of the day, and then all of a sudden, there's this, and the dude starts, wiping off people, like half the universe is getting
Yeah,
vaporized,
that
right?
was fucked up.
and
That was so fucked up.
and the best, I think, the smart decision that they did was, it wasn't like a snap and then instantly everyone's just gone. It was like it took its time, right? It was like a good, like, 5 minutes. It's like, one person's dying, and then Black Panther goes, and then Bucky goes, and then who goes? What do you call it?
Spider-Man goes as well.
Scarlet Witch go. No, no. So Spider-Man, that was, I think, the hardest one, because it's like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it's just, that was the worst one, I think.
Fun fact
But
about that, the creator said that it took Spider-Man the longest to die because he felt it coming already because of his spider sense, and that's why
mm,
he was like, I don't feel so good, and then because of his like regenerative powers or something, that's why it took longer for him to die.
oh snap,
Yeah,
that's
what the hell?
interesting.
Apparently, that scene where like Spider-Man's dying, he's just like that was improvised apparently.
Yeah, I heard that too. That, I mean, that was a very intense scene, and then you're kind of sitting in the theater, and as soon as everyone's gone, it's just like the rest of the people are remaining. They're just there, and then you're kind of just sitting there, and you're looking at a black screen, and you're like, what just happened? Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, when I watched it, I was kind of just like shocked for a bit. There were kids in the theater crying, like,
Serious.
because there were like little kids. Yeah, there were little kids who were sitting next to us, I think, or in front of us, and they were like kids who were like actually crying. This kid had like a Spider-Man t-shirt on. One of them had like a little Spider-Man on his face, had like a face paint,
Oh my god.
and I was just like,
That's
You know what?
I was just
freaking
like,
awesome.
I watched this movie in India, and I watched it twice. And the first time I watched this movie, like after, like when everybody like just like turns into dust, like I just heard someone like in the theater go, "Sab mar gaye." Like, thanks for ruining the mood, dude. Thanks for ruining the like. It was so sad. Everybody was just like, some random uncle is like, "Sab mar gaye." Thanks a lot, dude. Yeah,
and then when that was happening, and then the scene cuts to black, and then the credits start rolling, you're like, wait, what the hell is going on? And then you expect the mid-credit scene to have something, and then there's no mid-credit scene, right? So
yeah.
now it's like, now the legit like credits are rolling, the longer ones, right? And you're like, this movie better have a damn post-credit scene, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna slap someone in the face, because you're not leaving this at this cliffhanger. But then, and you see, like, the world is flipping off, helicopters are flying, and shit, cars are bumping into each other. And then there's Nick Fury and Maria Hill, and she disappears first, and then he goes into his bag. And so yeah, Maria Hill, she starts vaporizing first, and well, not vaporizing, she starts turning into dust.
Vaping.
Then it's Nick Fury, but then instantly, like, thing, you're like wondering what's gonna happen, and then you see the Captain Marvel logo, and you're like, oh yes. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I could, like, breathe a sigh of relief, just because I was like, fine, okay, there's something. They didn't just leave it at that monstrosity that was the end death scene. But yeah, it was good. I liked the way that it ended.
Everybody was shocked.
I'm telling you, dude, these kids in the front, like, it was like an Arab mom with her two little kids, and then she's like, "Oh, Betty, it's okay, Habibi, it's fine, yeah, this that." And I was with Yash in the theater, and we're just looking at each other, and then we're looking at the kids, and then we're looking at like people around
Oh,
us, and then people are just like like shocked. And this was like the first show in the bar, right? It was at like It was on. It was the day before. It was on a Wednesday at like 11:30 or something. So this is like before reviews have come in for the movie or any sort of spoiler. It released here before it released in the US as well.
Oh,
So this is before anything, right? Oh my goodness, dude! People are like, people were shocked out of their minds. It was, yeah.
Okay, Seth, what do you dislike about the movie now? We can talk about that stuff.
what I really disliked about this movie. Okay,
Yeah,
these are just
boy.
they're just opinions. Nothing, like too like nothing especially about like the making of the movie or whatever. Like some things that happened in the movie that like made me sad, or like not that like it didn't, because like everything in the movie added up. It wasn't like, oh my god, this scene was so stupid. Why did they put the scene in the movie? It was like, man, I wish that hadn't happened. Like one of those. But it was like when Gamora died, I thought that was really, really, really sad. I was like, shit, dude. Like because like
Hmm.
I really love Guardians of the Galaxy, and like I thought those were like my favorite. Like those were one of my. I think those are my like top favorite movies, like Marvel movies, and both of them. And
Hmm.
I just thought it was so sad that like Gamora died. And but yeah, I think that was one of the things that I like hated. Like that was really sad. And what else?
That was well, what I disliked was, I think, nothing related to the story, but I think that's Iron Man CGI. It was not done really well, I would say. Like there were some parts of the movie where I felt where it looked the like the scene where he was fighting Thanos. Now Thanos is already like freaking. There's like he's already like almost like an animated person. So it looked like the I was watching a game, like the
Yeah.
graphics of a game. So I think that was probably a small mess up, but I do not think that is a big deal. The story was still good. The way they portrayed the scenes and the fight scenes between Iron Man and Thanos, um, all that is fine. I think that was. I don't think there's anything to comment on the story. Of course, yeah, like the whole. I really kind of wish I saw more of Hulk, and that was not done. Like I was thinking he might do like the whole Hulk smash, or he'll go all rage mode and like wipe everyone off the surface and all that shit. But that never happened.
They lied in the
Like
trailer.
they did, and like especially that part where they go on what Wakanda and like all those freaking people, the kids.
Together.
Yeah, I was thinking that like Hulk is gonna do some shit there, and like he'll go like super rage mode, but that never happened. But it still
But
didn't affect the story. The story was still good. What they wanted to convey was still out there, and I do not think there was anything that I did not like about this movie. It was straightforward.
Okay, for me, there were two things I didn't
Yeah.
like. So the first scene when they're coming to get the time stone from Doctor Strange, and it's Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Wong, and Iron Man, right? In that scene, there's this like troll type character who's the bad guy, and he's like hitting, I think, Wong, right? And what Wong does is he makes a portal and sends the troll character to like Antarctica, and he just like throws him there, right, to Antarctica. But the troll character puts his hand out of the portal, and as soon as he puts his hand out, the Wong closes the portal and cuts his arm off, and his arm just like falls in New York, but his body is in like Antarctica, right? There was a scene like that. So when I watched that scene in the beginning, I felt like, that is definitely going to be one of the ways where they're going to try to cut the dude's arm off and try to get the glove off of it.
Hmm.
But and that would have worked, right? That's for me when they said that, out of 12,500,000 possibilities, like there's only one where we win, and I thought, that would probably be it. I mean, but it was weird that they didn't do that. Like after either you don't set up something that is a simple plot resolution like that, or if you set it up, then you follow through with it, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing I found annoying. And the second thing was the whole Captain America, Scarlet Witch, and that crew, right?
mm-hmm.
They were pretty much useless in this movie, right? They had pretty much nothing. Like Captain America was as useless in this movie as like Langston is at the gym. Like that was how bad it was.
We're at this podcast.
We're being too hard on Langston. Langston's been working out. He's on a superhero diet. What is the secret to your amazing,
I'm not toned yet. I'm just kind of
Whatever, dude.
fuck me, man.
No, I'm kidding.
Captain America, Black Widow, Falcon, and all these people. This group was pretty useless in the movie, just because the only point that they were useful was like in this one scene when Scarlet Witch and Vision, and they came in to save them, and that was a great moment and stuff. But like besides that,
They didn't have like a big scene where like they fought Thanos or like they got like their hammer or whatever.
no.
Because to be honest, that's something that I liked about the movie, how they like involved everybody. Maybe not Hawkeye, but like and Ant-Man or the Wasp, but like everybody else, I felt like they were quite well.
I'm not saying it was a big deal, but like Captain America is like one of the founding members of the Avengers. Like like for that level of importance. Yeah, for that level of importance, he didn't have much to do. But just before we leave, the loudest cheer in our theater was when Thor comes in with his new outfit to Wakanda. Like that scene like had the loudest damn cheer.
And he had a new hammer.
I don't think he had a new outfit. I think it was just a hammer.
Yeah. No, he had a cape,
no.
a better cape and a better, I don't know. Like...
And his sleeves were also like filled with that metallic thing. Like he didn't have the sleeves. He was without sleeves to show off his gun. But when he comes to Wakanda, he has like, say if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I guess I'm not, man. Shit. I was so like, I was actually like, I watched that scene so many times, even like on YouTube, and it was like that he was. Oh my god, that scene gives me goosebumps every time I watch it. But I didn't notice the clothes. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, Sharon notices all the stuff from top to bottom.
This isn't like.
Dude, you remember that time when Sharon was like Man of Steel? Oh, guys, did you see his body? And like it was so awesome, and that's why the movie was so good. And I'm like,
Sharon's the type of guy who would be like, "Oh, dude, why are the Hulk's pants not like well fitted?
Why aren't they tight, man? Why aren't they fitting his butt cheeks right, man? Oh my god, why?"
Who the hell cares, man? That scene where he's just like, "Bring me Thanos." That was just like the whole theater just erupted.
Dude, did you like the part where they made Tyrion look like he's a big giant?
Yeah, I loved it, dude. I thought that was so like.
That was awesome. That was neat.
So this episode was brought to you by Washing Partner Nirma. So we love this movie. Can't wait to make like Infinity War Part 2 podcast next year. Go ahead, man, next year. But hopefully this podcast lasts till next year. No, I'm kidding. Inshallah it will. But we hope you enjoyed this episode. Today's generic ass episode about Infinity War. Next week we'll be back with another generic topic, and
it won't be about movies.
Next week's episode is going to be a bit more deep. Okay, it's not going to be just.
It's going to be deep. It's going to be much more funny, and
maybe you might get to know us a little. You never know.
Why would we do that to the world? Why would we want them to know about,
Sharon,
about
getting to know you, Sharon, is already like it complicates everything. Okay, like literally getting to know you complicates like your life more than fucking calculus 2. Okay. And calculus 1 combined, okay? So, fuck you, okay? Fuck you, okay? I'd rather say that complex to the whole world. So, let's do this.
1 out of 10 of our banters are only put into the podcast, I'm sure. It's like, 90% of this is just banter, this podcast.
Yeah.
Listen to all of it and then, like, edit out, like, oh my god, what the hell, we got carried away. But whatever.
All right, guys. So stay tuned for our next podcast. Do listen to this and also share it with your friends and whatnot. And
please don't forget to share, like, applaud, or whatever the hell platform you're putting this on. Sharon, we hope you like it, and please share it on Facebook, Instagram, whatever.
And DM us for more ideas for whatever you guys want to hear. If you guys want to know about Sharan, DM me directly, and I shall give you guys an amazing fucking voice note of what this whole is. But anyways.
Yeah, please, if you have any suggestions, let us know what you guys would like to hear us talk about. And
and we're currently looking for a new third partner in the show because it's going to be the Amar Akbar.
Yeah, look for Amar Akbar and Ahmed, bro.
I have to go pee. Take care of yourself.
Amar Akbar and Mia Khalifa.
So we're definitely looking for a third person.
Okay. Actually really puts like, oh my god.